What's up, everyone? Welcome to the November 28th edition of the NBA Injury Report brought to you by BetMGM. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. We have a 10-game NBA slate tonight with a lot of injury news that we're waiting on. We're going to take a look at all of that. But first, click the link in the description below. Sign up and make a deposit at BetMGM. Place a $10 real money wager on any pregame World Cup money line. Receive $200 in free bets if any team scores a goal. That doesn't mean any team in the game that you bet. It means any team in the World Cup. So get $200 in free bets by placing a $10 real money wager on any pregame World Cup money line after clicking the link in the description below. Now, looking at the injury news that we are currently waiting on, starting with the Atlanta Hawks, Clint, Capella, DeAndre Hunter, and Jaylen Johnson are all questionable. Capella and Hunter, the meaningful parts of that. If Capella is out, we should once again get a start from Onyeka Okongwu. It's likely that Frank Kaminsky would back him up, as that's the rotation they've been going with. If DeAndre Hunter were to miss this game, we would probably get AJ Griffin back in the starting lineup. That's what we saw the last time that Hunter was out. For the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid is questionable after missing their last few games. If he's back, he's an extremely good option, as James Harden and Tyrese Maxey are still out. If Embiid is out, we are likely to get another start from Montrezl Harrell. We've seen a split at center from Harrell and Reed. Reed played more minutes last night. That's not necessarily indicative of what would happen tonight, but both of those guys are going to look like at least reasonable tournament options if Embiid is out, and completely useless if Embiid is in. Also, if Embiid is out, it's a bump for Shake Milton, DeAnthony Melton, and Tobias Harris as well. For the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown is questionable. Al Horford is out. I expect that we will see one of Noah Vonleh, Luke Cornett, Blake Griffin get the start in place of Horford. Probably not going to look overly appealing, but maybe some value there. The really big piece, though, is the Brown Q tag. Jason Tatum is not on the injury report after missing yesterday's game. So if Brown is out, we can expect increased production from Jason Tatum, in addition to a little bit more production from guys like Marcus Smart as well. For the Toronto Raptors, Scottie Barnes, Pascal Siakam, and Delano Banton are questionable. If Barnes and Siakam are in, this team becomes really unappealing because they would be at full strength for the first time in a while. If one of them is out, then it's more of what we've seen recently, where if Siakam is out, VanVleet looks a little bit better, and Anunoby looks a little bit better. If Barnes is out and Siakam is in, it probably doesn't change too much because Barnes isn't the same high usage guy that Siakam is. So I think Siakam is really the important piece to keep an eye on here. For the Orlando Magic, Mo Bamba and Chuma Okeke are questionable. Wendell Carter Jr. is out. Jalen Suggs is out. So there is going to be some value on this team. If Bamba misses, we did see Mo Wagner start the second half in his place yesterday. He's a solid point per minute fantasy producer and would project pretty well if he is starting. Bol minutes are more secure as well. Gary Harris started and played 29 minutes yesterday. If Okeke is out again today, it's likely that Harris remains in the starting lineup in place of Suggs. For the New Orleans Pelicans, Brandon Ingram is doubtful. CJ McCollum is out. Najee Marshall and Larry Nance Jr. are both questionable. The big pieces, of course, are McCollum and Ingram. You're going to get a lot of production coming from Zion Williamson. You should see increased production for Jonas Valanciunas as well. Jose Alvarado is going to play a lot of minutes. Devontae Graham could play more minutes. If Larry Nance is out, Valanciunas' playing time is much more secure than if Nance is in. We expect increased per minute production one way or the other from Joe Val, but if Nance is out, he's going to look like one of the best plays on the slate. As far as Najee Marshall goes, not as big of an impact there, but if he is out, it does open the door for more minutes for other wings, such as Trey Murphy. Maybe you get some more Devontae Graham in the rotation as well. For the Utah Jazz, Lauri Markkanen is questionable. Markkanen went through shoot-around and is considered a game-time decision. If he misses tonight's game, then maybe we see some more Talen Horton-Tucker. We see more solidified minutes for Malik Beasley, possibly a little bit more playing time for somebody like Nickeil Alexander-Walker as well, and increased usage for guys like Colin Sexton and Jordan Clarkson in the starting lineup. For the Denver Nuggets, Bones Hyland is questionable. Michael Porter Jr. is doubtful to play. If Hyland is good to go, he could see significant run off the bench, since it's likely that we'll see Bruce Brown replacing Michael Porter Jr. in the starting lineup. If Hyland is also out, it helps to solidify Jamal Murray's minutes. It also just helps to solidify the usage of pretty much everybody on the team that gets usage, because Hyland's a very high usage guy when he's on the floor. And for the Los Angeles Lakers, Anthony Davis is questionable. LeBron James is probable. If Davis misses this game, we saw Thomas Bryant start in his place last time out. Wenyen Gabriel played about 22 minutes as well. and LeBron James sees an uptick in usage. If Davis is in, it sort of just takes value away from everybody with the Lakers, assuming that LeBron is in as well. So to recap, the injury news that we're currently waiting on for the Atlanta Hawks, Clint Capella and DeAndre Hunter are questionable. Joel Embiid is questionable for the Sixers. Jaylen Brown is questionable for the Celtics. Scottie Barnes and Pascal Siakam are questionable for the Raptors. Mo Bamba and Chuma Okeke are both questionable for Orlando. Najee Marshall and Larry Nance are questionable for the Pels. Lauri Markkanen is questionable for the Jazz. Bones Hyland is questionable for Denver. And Anthony Davis is questionable for the Lakers.